Duality of the mind. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Hey everybody, it's your girl, Exquisite Bliss of Spiritual Life Coaching. And in today's video, we will be discussing duality of the mind, ego versus spirit. So, what is duality of the mind? Let's just get right into it. So we know dual or duality means two, but in duality of the mind, there is a contradiction between two aspects that is part of the same. For example, light versus dark, good versus evil. You cannot know one without experiencing the other. So therefore, when the mind has two options, two different paths, this is what we refer to as duality. So now let's get into ego versus the spirit. So we'll start with the ego. What is the ego? The ego is the Latin word for I. It is our false sense of self, not our true, authentic self. The ego thinks it is a separate entity. It is self-centered. It judges our experiences and people. It acts as our bodyguards for protection. It makes excuses. It blames. It likes to play it safe, and it hates looking bad in front of other people. Now, the ego can be tricky when it comes to sabotaging. Take, for example, you may have experienced a bad relationship or bad relationships, and so the ego may think that your next relationship is going to be bad, or all your relationships moving forward may be bad. It can also sabotage in ways of new endeavors, something that you have not experienced before. And what it does, it cannot judge it. So it creates fear that keeps you from, discovering new adventures, new endeavors, and new opportunities. It keeps you from moving forward in life to the way that you should. Ego is pretty much fear-based, and it judges mostly from past experience. Okay, now on to the spirit. So what is spirit? Spirit is the Latin word for breath. It is your connection to God or your higher power. Your spirit is free. It experiences, it expresses, and it creates. It is never fear-based, and it knows that it is not separate. It is one. Your spirit guides you through your life's journey, not by thinking, unlike the ego. It is so much more than that. It uses clarity and wisdom. Your intuition, your heart, your love, your peace, and your joy all comes from your spirit. When we are operating in our spirits, life seems to go easier. We have a sense of purpose and fulfillment in our lives. Now, we could never kill off our egos. To do so will be like chopping off your own arms and legs. The ego will need to transcend itself and balance itself with spirit in order to work in our favor and work for us instead of against us. We see these things happening in the world today with this pandemic. We see people operating out of their egos with their irrational thinking and using poor judgment, whereas we see people operating from their spirit where they're showing love and kindness, caring, compassion. They are remaining calm and balanced and making better choices and decisions. So, what are some ways that we can connect with spirit? Well, we could meditate. We could raise our vibrations. For example, movement. If you can, get out in nature. I understand if you can't right now, but you can dance. You can exercise. And even practicing random acts of kindness is an awesome way to raise your vibrations. Okay? Practice humility. The need to be right all the time is actually overrated because you miss out on some very important lessons in life. Take responsibility. Stay away from drama and stop blaming and playing the victim. Okay? You can also quiet the mind. That's one of the tricky ones because the mind is always racing, and mind never shuts up. It never stops. But if we can quiet our mind, then comes our freedom. So those are a few ways that you can connect with spirit. So this concludes my video on duality of the mind. Comment down below and tell me about some ways that you've noticed your ego has sabotaged you in certain areas of your life. And what are some ways that you connect with spirit? I am still running a promotion where you get a 15-minute free consultation, and then the remaining 45 minutes is $45. So if you feel like this is something for you, head on over to spirituallifecoaching.net and book an appointment for a private coaching session. I hope this message has helped someone today. Follow me on social media. Links are down in the description. And I thank you so much for watching. Everybody, please be safe and stay blessed and have a beautiful day.